Ashmatic.
Here he is, Ashmatic. How you doing, man?
Yes, come on.
Hey, I'm gassed. I'm gassed.
Are you gassed more about Porro or more about the FA Cup? Tell me. Talk to me.
Porro. We did it. Hey, I was so nervous like the whole week. Like I'm thinking, oh, it's typical Spurs, man. Last minute, we're not gonna get him in. But I should have known better, man. You know how we like to draw out transfers and leave it to the last minute, just in case we don't sign anyone. We can be like, look, deadline day transfer. Here you go. So yeah, and I'm happy that we got it over the line, boys. I'm happy.
You know what they say, Ashmatic? 28th day works a charm. That's what's happened.
Yeah.
That's what's
Literally.
happened.
They don't say that, Brian. What are you talking about?
They do say it.
I know what you mean.
28th day is a charm.
28th day
I'll
works a charm.
tell you what is a charm. Watching Ashmatic's videos on Instagram, that's a charm. Can you stop putting us all to shame, mate? Jesus Christ, man. You're ripped. You're ripped, bruv.
Ashmatic, talk to me about the right-hand side moving forward now, this second half of the season. Romero, right centre-back. Porro, right wing-back. Bentancur, right midfielder. Kulusevski on the right wing.
It's a diamond.
That's a strong right side, isn't it?
It's a dime a dozen. See the little triangles we're going to create on that right-hand side? Mwah. Oh, my days. They're going to be interchanging. Him and Kulu. Oh, my days. Bentancur as well. Wrapping in. Romero surging forward, doing key passes.
And then you got Emerson Royale to come in as backup, Ashmatic, no?
Yeah. Royale's the ball boy. Yeah. No, but all jokes aside, I even see him adding creativity to our game. I see him coming inside. Like for the little glimpse I've seen of this game against Porto, sometimes he looks like a second striker. The way he just pushes forward, like it's crazy. And to have that, the quality of balls coming in and the qualities of shots coming in, it's going to improve Spurs so much more, man. And even the genuine pace and speed of thought, just everything, just technically, like I'm just happy. I'm so happy.
Yeah, it's so nice though. Like on this fan show, even when we win, sometimes there's that air of negativity. Like when are we gonna get Porro in? When are we gonna get the signings in? I'm sensing a lot of calm Spurs fans today, which I'm loving. I'm absolutely loving. But let's talk about the game. Obviously, a 3-0 win at Deepdale today. What did you make out of the game?
I thought basically the first half we struggled because of our wing backs. I thought the wing backs were too tucked in, too narrow, and because they played a back five, it made it easy to throw a blanket over them. It was easy to defend because we had no width, and because we had no width, the front three had no space to run into. I think as soon as as soon as we went wide, and I think what happened, I saw Kulu go out wide for the first time in the second half. As soon as he goes wide, it kind of pulls their fullback, their centre back across, and then all of a sudden, there's small little pockets of holes open up. And I saw that when Tanganga was on the ball, and he did a pass forward because he sees a run from Perry. Perry makes a run across in between the centre half and the fullback. And when the ball goes into Perry, Perry does that nice little back heel flip. And then guess who's there? Son, Perry on's there to finish it off, man. And I like the way Son took his first touch and then he span and he had the agility. He was so agile and got onto his left foot and he finished it off in true Son style. But even the first goal, when the ball came into Son and he got the ball and he picked it up and he just whipped it across the face of the goal. That was the old school Son that we've been missing. A confident Son. I felt like he was almost like a 10/9. He kind of had that space to run into. Like when Son's running onto balls, you forget how good he is at shooting with his right foot and the left foot. And in that first half, he warned them a couple of times. He said, look, give me space and I'll punish you. And in the second half, he came along and he did exactly that. So I just feel like when those wing backs, or even when the centre forwards, the wide centre forwards, pull wide, it just opens up so many pockets and so much space. And I just felt like with Sessegnon was too narrow, and that's why he wasn't able to have a good 1v1 in the first half and the second half as well, to be fair. He wasn't really beating his man. that cross wasn't getting to the wasn't beating the first man either. And even on set pieces as well, actually, when it came to Son and Perry, we were terrible at set pieces. And normally in games, well, this season, should I say, we've been good on set pieces. That's what's kind of got us over the line. But we were very poor on our set pieces today. But yeah, I thought overall, I wanted to see Basuma next to Bentancur, because normally Basuma would have like a poor game. And I thought he didn't have any mistakes in his game today. He was quite close to play, so he did like a lot of short passes, which meant that he was able to make the ball tick over a lot quicker. So a lot of people might not have noticed him at all, but it's because he kept it very simple and did the simple stuff very well. So he was able to make the ball move a bit faster. Because in the first half, I felt we were a bit slow and the runs off the ball wasn't there. So when the front three aren't running off the ball, then like when you're in possession, like as a midfielder or even as a centre back and you're pushing forward to help the attack, if no one's making that run, you're looking left, right, like, wow, there's no one to pass to. I'm just going to pass it sideways. Do you understand? So someone has to run across, even if it's century, just a small pocket of movement. And yeah, that's what we didn't do in the first half. That's why it was a bit slow and they were able to nullify us.
Ash, back on Sonny today. Obviously, he was the best player on the park. Two brilliant goals, and we saw really flashes of the Son of old. Are you confident that he's going to get back to his best after this, or do you think that just because it was against Preston, we need to bide our time with it?
I was saying to you before, like I feel like in the formation that he plays in, he has a lot of defensive responsibilities, and sometimes that can take away from his attacking threat. Again, he was a bit deep. Again, like I don't like to see him so deep, but today he looked a lot more confident with his first touch and getting the ball at his feet and literally running with it, running into space, getting into spaces, and he was confident enough to shoot from outside the box, which we haven't seen enough of in this first period of the first few games. So I think that mask never helped either. Like when he got that injury, I know he wasn't banging before, but I just feel that when you're wearing a mask and your vision's kind of like tunneled, you could tell like when things weren't going right for him, he would take the mask off in frustration and throw it to the side. So I think him not wearing a mask has helped free him up. I think he needed a game like this just to boost his confidence, because even after the game, he actually said, you could be playing well, you could be playing bad, but a goal, every striker needs goals. That's what he said after the game. So I just think that those two goals would have done him the world of confidence. Even though when he did come off he got substituted off, he did come off, look, he was grimacing a little bit. He looked like a bit uncomfortable.
He did, so,
he did. Looks like Ashmatic looks like Porro's going to be on the losing side because Polino's just been sent off for Sporting.
Yeah, just get Porro off, get him on the next flight. Come on.
Yeah. Wrap him up in cotton wool, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk to you about Perisic because we saw him in a bit of a different role today, a lot further up the pitch. Still, I didn't think he put in a great performance today. Follows a run of a few bad displays from Perisic. What do you want to see more from him at the moment?
Like I said, I think on the right-hand side is fine. I feel like Kulu and whoever Kulu links up with, he knows like the distances. Whereas when Perisic is on the left-hand side, like he plays a little bit too close to Son. So there's not that kind of, you kind of want like a mini triangle or a mini diamond. And I feel like sometimes Perry's a bit too inside for me. He's not wide enough. And even when he's wide, sometimes he's not taking his man on and he's not being assertive. He's not, I don't think he's lacked a yard of pace, but he's just positionally. He doesn't know when to come inside and when to go on the outside. And I feel like when you're too close to Son, that's kind of stifling the kind of outball, the passing lanes, if that makes sense. So you need your players to kind of be able to run off each other. And that's not happening. You can't see no 1-2s between him and Son. There's no chemistry whatsoever. And then the basics of 1v1, we're not seeing that either. Or we're not even seeing a third man come into play so you can use one man as like to suck, a fullback and a centre back across the pitch, open up space for someone else. We're not seeing anything on that left-hand side. It's looking a bit stifled. and I feel like they don't quite know what to do when they're in possession. And I just feel like when Son drops in that hole and he drops in deep into our half, I think Perry should just be on his bike, and then they should always be looking to find Perry. And I just don't think Perry's doing that enough. However, I think Dangerous Dan the man,
Look good,
Dangerous
Look
Dan.
good.
And after
Deadly Dan, Decisive Dan, came on. He just started demanding. He was like, his first touch, I always look at players' first touch, and his first touch, he's got under, he's done a 1-2, boom, boom. He's come out wide, he's come short for it. He's looked confident. When he didn't get the ball back from, I think it was Perry, he was mad, he was vexed. He's like, oh my days, why don't get to me? Man was rearing up. I said, bro, you know what? We need a player like that's going to tell man off and say, what are you doing, bro, to my feet? Because all of them, man, are all nice guys. And you just need someone that's a bit brazen, that's a bit confident, a bit cocky, full of themselves, believes in themselves, and is quite good on the ball. You look quite, to me, look, it's Preston, so I'm not getting gassed, but I'm just saying, to me,
Sounds like you're getting gassed.
It does sound like you're getting gassed, Ashmatic. It sounds like you're coming on my train, man.
Listen, Dan the man, listen, his footwork was just immaculate. And not only that, the goal that he scored, his movement was quite good as well, because he was in between the two centre halves. And what he did is he pulled away, so he pinned the two centre halves, he was in between them, he pinned them, and then he pulled away at the last minute when Kulu was whipping that ball back. And then obviously when he did hit it, it wasn't clean, but the fact that the movement in itself for me was enough to say, like, yeah, you could do the little false 9 thing. You can probably get us goals, because I honestly feel like everyone's calling for like an Ericsson, a number 10. But I think ever since we lost Dele Alli, I feel like we've missed that kind of box to box kind of.
Someone that can arrive late in a box, right?
Yeah, like an athletic kind of, like someone that's agility, someone that's got something a bit about them. I think we're missing that. Yeah, we are missing a playmaker, don't get me wrong, but I think when Spurs were at the best, we had 4 attacking players on the pitch, and Dele would either assist or come up with a goal himself. And that's why we were so deadly. He would assist Ericsson, he would just assist Kane, he would assist Son, and vice versa. You'd see like Toby Alderweireld just bring the ball into Dele Alli, make the run in, and he had the quality to finish it off. I'm not saying Danjuma's that guy. He's a bit different, but I just like the positions he took up in the false 9. I like the fact that he was on the right as well. And I know he's naturally left. He plays on the left. So I just like to see him mixing it up and then demanding and just looking sharp and hungry. And that's what I like when I see a man come off. And also strength as well. Because obviously we've got Brian Hill, who came on, and he looked quite explosive. But it's just that strength, that assurance, and then the demanding. That was a bit different from what you got from like your Brian Hill. Even though Brian Hill was productive and he was energetic and he had something to, and he made it happen. He had a little bit of movement. But you just want players to come off the bench, and Conte wants that as well. Conte, I think why Conte was complaining so much is like he was looked to his bench and like he just saw tumbleweed. Do you know what I mean? So it's good to see someone like an option. You're like, raw, I can just bring my man on and just affect the game differently. Like, you know, when you're playing a team that sits behind, like, you know, we might play like a Forest or I don't know, a team that's not as good as us, and they just sit back. We can bring one or two players on now to kind of.
Porro's down injured.
What?
Porro's down injured.
No.
He's literally down injured as we speak.
No, you're not doing
No.
this.
Oh
my God.
no.
I told you this was going to happen.
You're lying to me.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
Oh, he's on the floor. Shut up.
Are you watching the game there? Are you watching the game?
Yeah, no, I've just seen the picture. I'm going to try and get it up. All right, I'll get off, man. I'll get off.
Get on Porro watch.
It's not so good. Hey, listen. We're talking about the time. Oh.
Get on Porro watch, Ashmatic, man. We need some info. Come on.
Oh my days. Yeah, let me go watch the game. All right.
Ashmatic, big up to you. Thanks for having a good game, my brother.